All right, so what are the top 3 Google Ads strategies for SMMA? Hey everyone, Derek to Mike here with Two Guys Build a Biz, and you are in the right place because this channel is all about starting, growing, or scaling your social media marketing agency. So if you find any value from this video, give us a like and consider a subscription. We post content like this every single week, and I hope you find some value from it. Now, you may have landed on this video because you may have been like me. A few years back, I was trying to learn Google Ads for my SMMA clients, but while searching online, I was pretty surprised that there's a lack of information, and the videos that I could find were fairly technical and a bit difficult to understand. And I really wanted to learn Google Ads because I could see that social media ad platforms were restricting their data, they were shutting down accounts, and I was seeing a lot of people having success with Google but had no idea how to implement these strategies. So I'm going to demystify all of the technical jargon, and this is going to be a simple strategy video that you can implement for your clients for your SMMA. So let's dive into the computer here and learn the 3 strategies that we use for all of our clients. All right, so this is a small excerpt of our Google Ad Masterclass in the SMMA Blueprint, the most complete course out there. So let's go into what are the 3 core ad strategies for Google. So number 1, the first one I want to talk about is long tail keywords. Now, if you're familiar with Facebook ads, Instagram ads, running ads on Google is going to be very, very simple because all we're doing is bidding on specific words that we want to show up for in search. So if somebody goes into Google and types in things like hail damage to vehicle, hail damage to car, vehicle hail damage repair, local hail restoration company. This is just a simple example, but if my client was a hail restoration company, these would be great long tail searches. And what we mean by long tail is it's a keyword phrase that really aims to capture search traffic, and often it's at least 3 words or more. Now, the reason why long tail keywords are important is because if I just put in the word hail or hail damage, I'm gonna get a lot of results, and potentially a lot of results that are not qualified for my client. So if they focus specifically on cars, vehicles, and automotive restoration, we don't want to be showing up for hail damage to my roof, hail damage to my fence. Like, it needs to happen to the vehicle, so it needs to be in the long tail search. And ideally, if we put quotes around it in the Google Ad platform, it will only show us people who are specifically typing to this. So these are very, very valuable searches that any company in this space would really want to show up for. We're kind of qualifying somebody just based off of what they're researching and typing into Google versus other social media platforms. Those ad platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they give you groups of audiences that you could go after that you think could be interested in your service. Like, you could go after people who are into cars, but sure, they might have a vehicle, they might be into cars, but do they need a hail restoration company? Probably not. Most of the people that own a car probably don't need a hail restoration company, but when they do, what do? They go to Google, they type in this search, and they click on the first, second, and third result that comes up. So that's why long tail is very, very powerful. And we also call this intent-based. So what that means is these people are raising their hand. They're showing intent. They're showing buying signals for a particular product or service. So we always start with, what are your clients searching for? And we do a simple long tail keyword that goes to a landing page that opts them in and gets them over to our client. It's super, super easy. Quick example, another key campaign, the second campaign that we use is branded keywords. So this may seem very simple. On the surface, it might seem ineffective, but branded keywords are all of the searches that include your client's name. Any variations of it, any typos. Just as an example, Ace Hardware. They can bid on their own name for brand recognition to show up at the top of the list, and also you can block competitors from showing up because you've got Ace Hardware here, right? They're bidding on their own name. You can see if I type in Ace Hardware, an ad shows up, but another company like Hardware Hank could show up, or XYZ local hardware store could also bid on the word Ace Hardware because they know if somebody's searching for Ace, most likely they're looking for a hardware store and we want to be in the conversation. So this is a way to almost build a moat, a protective moat around your client's brand to ensure that if you bid on your own name, you're going to show up number one, because Google cares about one thing over everything, more than money, more than users. It's the user experience. So if I go to Google and I type something in and I get back what I think I should get, I'm going to come back to that platform over and over and over. So Google knows, hey, if a company is bidding on Ace Hardware and acehardware.com shows up for that ad, they're going to put it number one because it's the most relevant. And if another competitor comes in like Hardware Hank and also bids on Ace Hardware, they're going to put them in the number 2, number 3, number 4 slot, or sometimes not show them at all if their page isn't relevant. And we can go into that in a more technical video, but just for you to understand, number 1, long tail keywords, and number 2, a protective branded keyword moat around your client is going to be a strong 1-2 when coming out with a Google ad strategy. The third is competitive. So we just gave you an example of how a competitor could step in. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So here's a search. I typed in iPhone. Number 1 shows up Apple, which is the most relevant search because Apple makes the iPhone. So Google's doing the correct thing here, but they're also letting brands like T-Mobile show up because they offer iPhones. Now, Apple is going to be the best source because they actually create it, but they've got these other competitors or resellers that are trying to take the attention of somebody who's bidding for an iPhone. Just like we talked about in the hardware store, if you were typing in Ace Hardware, Hardware Hank could show up in the searches and bid on that competitor's name. So just like we're trying to build intent by searching for long tail keywords, we're getting intent because if somebody's searching for one of our competitors or one of our clients' competitors, we know that they're somewhat deeper down the process, like the hail restoration company, for example. Sure, you can bid on hail damage to my vehicle, need local specialists in XYZ town. That would be a long tail keyword that you could bid on. But from a competitive standpoint, if my client knew that, AAA hail restoration company was my number 1 competitor in the space, if somebody's searching for AAA hail restoration company, there's a good chance that they need those services. And that would be an opportunity for my client to show up and say, hey, we're here as well. Why don't you check us out? And at least be in the conversation. So these ads are incredibly simple to set up. For me to go through and show you how to do each of these, it would take me 10 minutes. I could show you this: branded, competitive, long tail. You just need to do research on the front end to really understand what your client wants, what they need from a lead perspective, and then just reverse engineer those searches into Google. Out of all the platforms, it's one of the easiest to learn, and it's one of the easiest to scale too. Like, you don't run into ad account issues getting shut down. You convert very, very high because the actual ads are tailored to people who are showing clear intent, so you can get results really, really quickly. So we love Google, and these are 3 easy strategies that we use for all of our clients all day, every day, and you can implement into any business. Any business needs long tail ads, they need competitive ads, and they need branded ads. Simple. Stand that up, and this is how you scale your business, guys. Like, you're not reinventing the wheel every single time you take on a new client. You just simply stand up the long tail ads, stand up the branded ads, and if they have competitors, set up some competitive ads, and you're good to go. You'll continue to optimize them, and there's little tricks and tips that we teach in the SMMA blueprint that you can pick up. But overall, that is the strategy. It's very, very simple. And I wish years ago I had somebody just break this down and say, hey, go run these types of ads, because every single piece of content out there that I could find was so technical. They're going into conversion tracking and analytics and nothing that actually moves the needle. Like, all those things are important, yes, but you need to understand the 30,000 foot view before you start implementing micro details. So I hope this has been helpful. I know it was really helpful for me when I first started. And if you have any questions at all, please comment them down below. I'm happy to answer them on a more technical level, either in the comments, or I'll do another video with an in-depth explanation on how to run these ads, because it's so simple. There's so much money on the table. There's so many clients that are on the table for your clients, that by implementing these simple strategies, you can be very, very effective for your clients. So let me know if you have any questions. If you found any value from this, please give us a like on this video. It really means a lot. And if it's your first time or multiple times watching our channel and you haven't subscribed yet, tap that button, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. It takes 2 seconds, and we'd love to see you in our next video. Again, let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next one.